Hi guys, today I'll be doing tomato paste or tomato passata from my own tomatoes. I have some tomatoes at home, but I've decided to pick some more. Also cucumbers, as you can see, I have plenty. And I'll be doing this tomato paste in the oven and then putting it through the tomato press. So these are my tomatoes. These are the biggest ones I have this year. One of them weighs 480 grams, or about that weight, and these are my favorite variety. One of them is Fillo de Rio Gordo, which means ugly from the White River in Spanish. This one is the Fillo de Rio Gordo. Very heavy, very tasty, very meaty. I'm also using cherry tomatoes to mix it up a bit and get rid of those that I don't like. So I turn on the oven on 200 degrees Celsius, and I just simply cut my tomatoes in chunks or quarters, leaving the skin on. I don't blanch them, I don't remove the skin, I just quickly cut them to save the time, because the skins will be separated from the tomato in the tomato press or tomato mill. And I just simply mix them all up, put a lot on that tray and put them in the oven for half an hour. I'm just cutting out all the bits that are not nice, slightly rotten, or if you have blossom end rot, I cut this off. All the white bits, not ripe bits, I just cut this all up. Barry's Crazy Cherry tomatoes this year are not very sweet, so I add them to the mix and put them in the oven. As you can see, they are a little bit burned on the top there, and that will enhance the flavor of the final product, because the sugars in tomatoes are caramelized now, which adds very nice flavor, definitely different from if you were just boiling tomatoes in the pot. So that's why I'm doing this. I used to do it in the pot, but this is what I do now. And this is my tomato press or tomato mill. I bought it from Amazon a few years ago. It has two different sieves. One is bigger, one has smaller holes. I'm using this one. It's the biggest one because I just want to do it quickly, and I don't mind tomato seeds in my tomato passata, really. You just put this in and you just, turn it around and put the tomato through. I'm just using a simple pot underneath that fits the diameter of the mill. And when tomatoes are finished roasting, I just put them in there and just turn the handle. As you can see, it goes pretty quickly. That's why I'm using the biggest holes, because I want to do it quickly. If you want to separate the seeds from the pulp, you use the small sieve that separates the seeds as well. This is very quick and efficient and cheap. There are electric tomato presses that separate the seeds and the skins, but they're big and expensive, and I don't own one. This one cost me about £15 from Amazon a few years ago, and I just stayed with that. Sometimes you need to scrape the bottom of this press, because there is a lot of tomato pulp stuck to it sometimes. As we can see here. And the tomato sauce turns out thick doing it this way. It's definitely not watery. Some of the water evaporates during roasting. And if you are using your own tomatoes and you have a few paste tomatoes, it's definitely turning out to be quite thick and nice sauce. I'm using that water too. I don't find that it's affecting the final product, making it watery. I'm just preparing my jars, washed and sterilized, and I'm just putting my tomato sauce in them, leaving some space on the top. By the way, this tomato sauce turned out really tasty, sweet and sour, and amazing flavor. I don't add any spices or any other veg because this is my basic product, and I will make other things from it later on in winter. At this point in the year, I just want to do it quickly. Okay, you need to protect your hand because the jars are hot, and just put the lids on. This type of jars has lug lids, so they need to be put tightly. If you're using bowl jars, you just do your fingertip tightness. I managed to fill 6 jars and 1 smaller one. As you can see, it's quite thick, not separated, not watery, and this is what I wanted. I had a few tablespoons left and I just ate it, and it was amazing. I'm going to water bath these. I'm just preparing a big stock pot, put a towel in the bottom, and as you can see, I had just enough jars to fill it all up. Just perfect. I add water to 3/4 of the height of the jars, and if I have hot contents in the jars, I add hot water. Put the lid on and pasteurize from the moment that it starts boiling for 35 minutes. I know that in the United States you add citric acid or lemon juice to enhance acidity. I'm Polish, we've never done that, and my tomatoes are quite acidic, so I haven't done that. We can pressure can them. Obviously I could have done that, but I've always water bath my tomato sauce and they seem to be fine, and I'm fine, I'm alive. So yeah, this is it. You need to cool them down and wait for them to seal, and as you can see, it's still thick, it's not separated. The seeds are still there, but I don't mind, and this is my way of doing them. Bye.